What is up, you guys? We just got to talk about. Let's try to hop on live real quick, get a little podcast out there, good like 15, 20-minute podcast. Mostly talking about the Pac-12 in college football. We're gonna jump right into it right now. Washington and Oregon to the Big Ten. USC and UCLA are already going to the Big Ten, and now you add Washington and Oregon. Wow. Now they're saying Arizona's going to go to the Big 12, and Colorado is going to the Big 12 too. And I think it was Arizona State and Utah are trying to get into, where was it? To the Big 12. Utah and Arizona State are trying to get into the Big 12. With Arizona too. The Pac-12 isn't going to be a conference no more. This may be the last season you see the Pac-12 as a conference in college football. They've had a great run, but financially they couldn't keep their big names. I mean, I could see, maybe you could see like some FCS teams come up to go in the Pac-12. Maybe we could finally see North Dakota State, South Dakota State come up. Maybe we could see that. But, wow, what a great conference this has been. And they're gone now. Let's go over the moves. So we all know USC and UCLA, they're going to the Big Ten. We knew that already going in. We were all excited, like looking at it like, okay, this is different. Why? We can't wait to see USC and UCLA go into Wisconsin, Minnesota, these cold places in November and September, October. It's cold there. And see what they can do. These warm weather teams, UCLA, not so much Oregon and not so much Washington, they both get snow. But USC and UCLA going to the Big Ten I can't wait for it. Especially if Caleb Williams is still going to be in college. But now let's go to our newest move. Washington and Oregon to the Big Ten. The Big Ten's taken the Pac-12's four powers. Washington, USC, Oregon, and USC. This year we have Oregon State and Utah. But if you think about the Pac-12, you think of USC, Oregon, Washington. You think about those, and then you go Utah. The difference that them leaving is just scary to me. It's just, as a conference, they went downhill quickly, and there's nothing that no one could do. I'm just looking at what's left. Because Arizona is saying they're going to go to the Big 12. And Utah and Arizona State are going to follow because they're saying that Arizona State and Arizona aren't going to separate from each other. That's what the reports that I'm seeing are saying. And I can understand that. I can't see Arizona State and Arizona separating. And honestly, I can't see Oregon State and Oregon separating and Washington State and Washington separating because they play each other every year. And it's that tradition. I mean, they're always going to play each other. But not being in the same conference is what's going to get me. Of that, Washington and Washington State aren't in the same conference. Oregon and Oregon State aren't in the same conference no more. That's what's going to, like, mess with my head. Just being like, wow. It was the Pac-12, now it's the Pac-5. It's literally Oregon State, Washington State, Cal, Stanford, and then if Arizona actually goes to the Big 12, but Arizona reports that they're going. Like, Colorado left. They're going back to the Big 12. I don't know why Colorado ever left the Big 12. I really don't. And I think that was one of the dumbest moves in their athletic history as a program. But just the Pac-12, the talent that they're losing. I'm looking at the players. I mean, the newcomer of the year for the Pac-12 is Patrick McMorrison. He goes to Cal. Okay. Cal's staying there. But everyone's going to be leaving this conference. Now let's just go into see, where do you guys think that Cal will go? Like, will a big conference pick up Cal? Will you see some of these teams go to like the Mountain West. Will you see a team go to the Mountain West? I mean, they'll dominate the Mountain West, but they may see that. They may see Cal or Stanford go to the Mountain West. I mean, I can see Stanford going to the Big Ten because the prestige. I mean, they haven't been great lately, but the prestige that Stanford has, I can see it. I could see Stanford going to a Big Ten or an SEC. They may not be the best, but they have the prestige. Everyone, you think of Stanford, you're like, oh, Stanford. Like, we know who Stanford is. Washington State, I think, is going to follow Washington and go to the Big Ten, and I think Oregon State's going to follow Oregon and go to the Big Ten. But now my question is, with the Big Ten, you have now 4 teams on the West Coast. It's going to be very interesting to see how they play the schedules. I can't wait to see, like, you see these teams going to Oregon, then coming back, then having a home game, then going back, 3-hour time difference, 2-hour time difference, 3-hour time difference. Like, I can't wait to see the videos from the players saying, like, telling you guys about, like, oh, these flights are killer, this and that. Like, I can't wait to see what that does for these players. And like I said earlier, like that cold weather games, I can't wait to see Caleb Williams go play in the snow. Does USC play at, let me see, because I have my book right here. Do they play at Notre Dame this year? Yep, it's October 14th. There ain't going to be snow then. I mean, they play at Oregon November 11th, so there could be snow in that game. But I'm going to say this too, I will be having a college football show I will probably have it tomorrow. I don't know the time yet. I'll be posting about it. I'm gonna talk about it right now too for you guys, so you guys know. Like, I will be starting to do every weekend, one of the days. I don't know which day yet. More than likely Saturdays. I will be going live for college football, like in the morning, midday, like 10 to 1, like somewhere around there, in that area, to go over college football and like talk about college football, like pre-games, like. But yeah, so I'll be going live probably tomorrow. I don't know the time yet. Just gotta check my Instagram. Link is in the description for my Instagram. But yeah, it's just gonna be a challenging season this year, I think. So make sure you tune into that. And then let's just talk quickly about. It's a quick podcast today. The Hall of Fame game yesterday. The Browns versus the Jets. Dorian Robinson. UCLA. Talking about the Pac-12. UCLA quarterback. 5-year starter at UCLA. Or 5-year player at UCLA. 89 rushing. Or 89 passing yards. 2 TDs or something. He went off last night. He is a dog. Like, Browns won it. Like, and honestly, I think you may have seen the last of Kellen Mond. I mean, he started playing better, but it took him a whole quarter to get better. Like, he was struggling hardcore. Like, really, really bad. And I think it's something that it's not a good thing. You can't take that long to get better. Take that long to get in your groove. It's going to pass you up quickly. Very, very quickly, it's going to pass you up. But I think the Browns have a good little squad they've been drafting. I think this year, but it's such a hard division. The Steelers, the Ravens, the Bengals. All great teams. In their own respects. I mean, obviously, the Bengals are the favorites. But honestly, Browns have a decent team. I mean, they could maybe sneak into the playoffs this year. I don't say they're a full-blown playoff contender, because they could just suck all year. But I say that they have a good chance at making the playoffs this year. That whole division, every team has a good chance. Then we got the Jets. We all know Aaron Rodgers was not suited up. He was in a t-shirt and a Jets hat. And it just felt weird, you guys. Like, seeing Aaron Rodgers in a Jets shirt and hat on the Jets sideline. It was still green, but there was no yellow. It was just, there was no G on his shirt. There was no G on his hat. It said Jets. It was weird looking at it. Like, honestly, I could never imagine Aaron Rodgers in a different uniform but the Green Bay Packers. And now he is a New York Jet. And just, I already settled it in my head, like, okay, he already is a Jet. But now that I seen him on the sideline, that's what was the difference. I was like, wow, he is actually a New York Jet. They actually got Aaron Rodgers. And I think that the Jets are going to have a pretty good year. Yes, they are in the hard division. They are in a very hard division. The Bills, the Dolphins, the Patriots. All three teams that have made great moves in the offseason. Now let's see. I think they picked up great players in the draft. And for the Jets, McDonald the fourth, McDonald IV, from Iowa State was everywhere last night. He was everywhere in that Hall of Fame game. Everywhere he went, he was there. And it was honestly amazing. Like, he was flying around. And I knew once whoever drafted him, I saw the Jets drafted him, I was like, he's going to be a great player for them. He was supposed to be a first. They were saying he could have sneaked into the first round. I don't remember if he did. I don't think he did. I think he fell to the second round. But yeah, I just feel like they have a great team, the Jets do. They drafted great. Solid has done a great job with them. Sauce Gardner is one of the best cornerbacks in the league. Garrett Wilson is one of the best wide receivers in the league. He can maybe win the offensive player of the year this year. Maybe. It's just a good overall team, and it's a great mixture of veterans and young guys. It just mixed out perfectly. And I love the way they play. Like, the way they played last year was like they never gave up. They always kept playing. No matter what, like, that defense always was playing hard. They could have been down by 15 points, 20 points. They were still going hard. And that's something you don't really see. Like, you don't really see a team that young, that hungry. But I feel like with these new coaches, like the Lions, perfect example. But they're biting the kneecaps off of anybody they see. And it's amazing to see. They go crazy for Dan Campbell. And I think the Lions have a great chance to win, to make it to the playoffs, and go on a little run. I think that, but that's a whole different conversation. But that's basically all for I have today. I just want to get on live to talk to you guys so you guys see my face. I haven't been live in a long time, and I apologize. I've had a lot going on. But I'll be back live tomorrow. I will let you guys know the time. I don't know the time yet. But yeah, just make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. I'll probably be like 12 o'clock. It will probably be around. Yeah, probably around 12 o'clock. And this will be college football, so make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and until tomorrow, see ya!